be back before it comes on.
Raise your fists to the air. Tunes Brothers everywhere. Rockin' loud, feel the sound. Tunes Brothers smashing ground. Whoa, rebels with guitars in hand. Raise your fists. Raise your fists.
Okay, welcome back into Tunes Brothers. We've got another Kiss video. I am Rob. That is Scotty Balboa with his hoodie and sleeveless sweatshirt. And Tommy Boy, who eats a lot of paint chips. What do we got going on there, Scott?
All right. Well, we're going to do something a little different today, guys, that, a lot of you people probably don't think that we would do. So we're going to kind of surprise everybody a little bit, man, kind of throw a little twist in the game here. We're going to rank Led Zeppelin Houses of the Holy today. All right. So when we do that, then we're going to give our least favorite to favorite lead off tracks on every Kiss studio album. And then after that, we're going to review the Wicked Lester sessions, man. All right.
That might happen.
Yeah, man, we can get on that one day.
I've never heard of the Liquid Lester sessions, so I'll be looking forward to
I haven't heard of the
Oh,
Liquid Lester sessions either. I've heard of the Wicked Lester.
Hey, that's a good name, Liquid Lester.
I mean, already the paint chips.
Tommy,
you can't fuck up around here, bro. You can't.
I'm proud of that, though. I have to say, I'm proud of being the gift that keeps on coming.
You cannot fuck
the world
up,
would be
man.
so
You
dull.
jump
The
on
world
like
would be.
cat.
I feel like the world would be very dull without me in it.
You got her.
Hey,
all right,
that's
so
a good
worst
thing.
to first, our preferences or rankings on each album's opening song, just the 20, no solos, no lives, no compilation.
Nope. Same albums we've done before the video before, except we're doing the opening tracks, least favorite to favorite. And it wasn't too bad for me. But then again, when it got up toward the top, it was a little rough. So
it was tough towards the top for me. It was tough. There was a handful that were super easy at the end. But all right, Tommy, new tradition here. How about you start us off?
All right.
Yeah.
I will start off with my number 20 being Fanfare. Off the
okay. Hold on. We've got a confliction here because my Elder is the original Elder. I pay no attention to that re-release track list. So
Really?
the Elder actually starts with The Oath.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but
I've always thought that it was Fanfare that started it.
No.
The new one is supposed to be the right way, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So how did there's one of each of us, Scott. How did you rank when it came to the Elder? What did you use as the opener?
Fanfare.
You did. Okay, so I'm the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
no, I just used it because they redone it. I know the original came out with like you had it, but when they redone it, they said this was actually the way it was supposed to begin. So I just went with that. I figured we might have a little bit of confliction, but it'd probably be easy to sew one.
It's easy for me to fucking snap that right down here, so not a problem. All right. So Fanfare, we'll leave it. Fanfare is the opener on the Elder for this video, even though it isn't.
I did not know that was the deluxe version of the Elder. I thought it was the starter of song of it the entire time.
Not originally, no.
Original release, it wasn't.
The whole album track listing is different when it came out.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
I'm side by side with you, Fanfare. 20 for me. I I mean, and it hurt me to put it at 20. I'll be honest with you, because there was something else I was wanting to put at 20 so bad. But Fanfare had to go there for me.
Okay. For me, absolute slam dunk. Before I even started the list, I knew what number 20 was going to be, and that is the POS from COS, Hate.
Oh my God, you like Fanfare better than that?
I like Fanfare better than anything on Monster.
Well,
And
hell
Carnival.
no, then.
And
Hell no,
Carnival.
I'm changing mine then. I'm changing
Why?
mine. I figured
Hate's
everybody
my
would be
monster.
tripping on that.
I thought it was on
You thought
I'm
Carnival.
what?
changing mine back.
Hate's,
I'm changing it back. 20 for me is I Was Made for Loving You. Fuck it. I love Fanfare better than that song. There you go.
Scott, I feel like your hatred is for I Was Made for Loving You is like my hatred for Monster. Just dwelling and will not go away.
Monster don't phase me like that did.
Oh my God.
So yeah, the damage was already done, man. I like I said, but I'm not going to go down that road because we may not come back. But 20, I'm going with
20,
it because I do.
You're gonna go with that. That's fine. We'll let you switch that up last minute. And mine stands as the POS from COS. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that's that, and it's Hate.
I'll buy
it.
Yeah.
Number 19, Tommy.
Number 19 would be no surprise to anybody on here or around the world. Hell or Hallelujah. Piece of crap from I'll just leave it at that.
The best album ever made.
If you're blind, deaf, dumb, and your name was Helen Keller, yes. But other than that, Hell Hallelujah, number 19.
Scotty?
I'm not far behind. Fanfare, number 19. I just because I could have put it above more, but yeah, Fanfare, 19. Just because of the instrumental and the little horn or flute or whatever there is going on there. And I know this wasn't a Kiss. It was their idea, but still, it wasn't a normal Kiss album. So there you go. Fanfare, number 19.
Interesting, before I forget what I noticed, and I should have probably figured it, but I never really thought about it before. Do you realize out of 20 albums, the only 2 songs Gene opened an album with were Unholy and fucking Hate?
Yeah.
Really?
Every other album starts with Paul Stanley.
You know,
Might
I
as well
never paid
just be
attention
Paul's
to that,
band,
man.
really.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, number 19, am right there with Tommy. Hell or Hallelujah. Horrible song, horrible album, horrible production, horrible cover, horrible attempt at anything. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Tom?
Oh, my!
No. Yeah.
I was waiting on Scott's. I thought it was Scott's turn. My
Wait
bad.
a minute, Susie. Smell the smelling sauce.
Number 18 is I Was Made for Loving You.
Jesus, you fuckers! I
thank
tell
you.
you.
Thank you.
Not my favorite.
Now, Live 3.
Depending on Live 3, yes. Live 3, yes.
Yeah, it's not the same song at all. But anyway, number 18 for me, I just about got it. Hell or Hallelujah. Jesus Christ. Dude, look, man, I don't want to go down that dark hole, man, but my God. Hell or Hallelujah. What the hell, man?
I don't know.
I just keep. Don't he? Yeah, never mind. 18.
And who thought it was a good idea to throw the enunciation for the chorus? Hallelujah! Just Jesus Christ Almighty. This I
yeah.
can't stress how embarrassing this fucking album is as a Kiss fan of 50 years, 40 years, whatever it is. Bullshit. I just, you can talk about maybe, you know, The Elder being a concept album, but that was just that. It was an experimental concept album. This was on purpose to try to sound like the old 70s Kiss. This is so goddamn embarrassing. I just, whatever.
The Elder don't embarrass me though, like
No, me
this
either.
does.
No.
I mean, this is, and thank God nobody ever says anything to me about it, dude. I don't guess many people even
Most
know
people
about
don't even
it.
fucking know about the album. I mean, really, if you think about it, other than the, you know, the people who followed Kiss their whole lives.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
I
it
was
does
actually
have
kinda shocked at that.
have one fan. The album has one fan, and his name is Mark Cicchini on Three Sides of the Coin. He thinks this is the closest. He thinks this is just like 70s Kiss, and that the whole album is filled with absolute fucking, you know, ass whippers. And
Dr. Fuck is a fan too.
is he really? Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
he is.
Wow.
There's a couple
Takes
of
all
idiots
kinds.
out there.
Takes all kinds.
I know. In all honesty, I was shocked when they came out with that album. I thought they were just done for after Sonic Boom, and when that album came out, I was like shocked
I
and
wish they
also
would
curious.
Actually, after Sonic Boom, I was very skeptical that I'd even fucking want to listen to it. I love Say Yeah, Never Enough, Russian Roulette, a couple of songs off of Sonic Boom, but for the most part, it was a disappointment. And coming off of the last album that was, like Scott says, 50-50 Psycho Circus, I had no faith that they were going to put out a strong album ever again after Sonic Boom. So when they announced Monster, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Now, look, I will take up for Sonic Boom. I do like I'm an Animal. I do like Russian Roulette. I do like Say Yeah. I do like Modern Day Delilah. There's some songs on there, but the production is shit. If that thing would have been produced really good with a lot of distortion and a heavy bass sound, heavy drum, you know, sound, not Creatures, I'm talking, but just heavier, louder, I think that really could have been pulled off good.
That thing was
Monster
definitely not professionally produced, because I go back to anybody and I tell you, listen to the re-released version of Heaven's on Fire. The track starts while Paul's already doing his vocal intro.
And they've done some great.
You don't get any more Bush League than that. This almost sounds like somebody was snuck into the damn studio and was recording it and released it themselves. It's fucking terrible. How do you do that?
It's been a while.
It's the most legendary vocal intro of all time, and you start the track while it's in mid-note.
Why do you want to redo that one anyway? Why do you want to redo I Love It Loud anyway?
I'm convinced they did it all at the time for rights to the song they could use in commercials or videos or whatever, because they didn't have the master rights. That's all Mercury, Universal, whatever. So these bands, a lot of bands started re-recording their songs. I think Taylor Swift did it, and a lot of these bands did it because they didn't have the rights to the song. They had the rights to the publishing, but not to the masters, to the actual sound recording. So they redid it, so they did have their own rights. But again, if you can't even know when to start the fucking record on your fucking release in the studio, what's that tell you about everything else on the fucking record?
Yeah. And you want to talk shit about Neil Bogart's Dress to Kill production? I think it's fucking great compared to what Paul and Gene or whatever has produced. So I rest my case.
All right. Who went?
I think it's on you. It's 17. Did y'all do 18? I done 18.
I haven't done 18
Yes,
yet. Okay, so it's me 18.
Yep.
Okay. My 18, Scott just mentioned, not in the ranking, but in our discussion, Modern Day Delilah. I hate this fucking song. I like the verse. I like the guitar riff. Everything about it, when it starts, I'm thinking, holy fuck, this is like 70s Kiss. And then they go to the same old way, modern day Delilah. What a horrible fucking
Oh,
chorus.
It
This
sounds
is
like
I
it's
like it.
dragged out.
this is a
I like
classic example how a chorus ruins an entire song.
I think they done a damn good job on that chorus. There's nothing about the song I don't like. I even
Yeah,
like
but you're
Paul's.
Paul.
That was the last time he was able to really do that, man. I mean, if you think about it, dude, and he did pull it off good, in my opinion. I love the song. That's the only song that I
Again,
truly love on that album.
you're bald though.
Yeah, so
Well, that automatically disqualifies your opinion.
yeah, well, I can't hear good. I know that. So, but I can hear good enough, though. I got my miracle ear in.
Hey, Tommy, number 17.
My number 17 is Modern Day Delilah.
There we go.
Haven't for been fanfare, it would have been my number 19. Like Rob said, it's just long, great, riff and everything. But then as soon as the song starts, the singing, it goes from shit.
It's fantastic.
Why they called that the new Deuce is beyond me. So my number 17,
that
Modern Day
actually makes
Delilah.
sense to me. If they're calling that the new Deuce, Deuce sucks too, so that works.
Hey,
I like it on Alive 3. I'm guilty of liking it on Alive 3.
All right.
I'll go along with the album. The title of the damn song. Modern Day Delilah is a damn stupid title. I will say
Yes.
that, but damn, song's good to me though. But anyway, we'll get off of that one.
Well, that's Paul and Gene trying to be intellectuals making a reference to the fucking Bible. I mean, it's just so unrock and roll. Yes, Delilah is a whore. The biblical times. That's.
Oh yeah. Well. Yeah.
All right.
Hell or Hallelujah was on that trip, wasn't he? But anyway, 17 Hate. My God. Gene just graveled. He got gravel, gargling and gravel while he's singing this song. Damn, dude. Get that 2 loads out of your mouth, brother, and sing, all right? God almighty. Paul shines on that album, not Gene. I hear Gene getting praised on that album. He's got like 1 or 2 songs on there listenable.
Well, that's all Paul.
Bruce's song is better.
Yes.
For God's sakes. Gene, I don't know what the hell he tried to do on that album. He tried to do that damn stuff, didn't he? He literally
he was trying to be
to do
death metal or something. I mean, he totally misunderstood grunge.
Something went wrong. But anyway, Hate, yeah, I just don't get that song. I do like that album, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. It's 50-50 on that album. There's a lot of stuff on there that I do jam to. I think is really good. But that's my 17. Yeah.
Okay. 17 to me. We got Hate, we got Hell or Hallelujah, and we got Modern Day Delilah. And above those 3 songs, I put some trumpets and bugles for 1.5 minutes called Fanfare ahead of those 3 songs. We just lost Tommy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Fanfare, don't get me wrong, it's cool and all, but this would have been number 20 had there not been 3 horrible songs that I could put below it. Let's see if he pops back.
I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you with 2 of them, but 1 of them I can.
Come on, Tommy, get that. You got it, Tom? You back?
Come on, Tom.
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet crapped out on me.
Okay, so my 17 was Fanfare. That is 16 to you, Tommy.
My 16 is Psycho Circus.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm again, like I said previously before, I'm not a big fan of the whole drawn out circus theme behind it. I
You
like
just
the
said
one without the intro.
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
But Yeah.
At no
just my
point
take on that.
in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
What
I
is
award
going
you no
on? I
point,
can't hear anybody.
and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's all right. I just played a sound bite for you that you some reason didn't hear. You'll hear it when you watch it back.
He
More
didn't hear it.
likely.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Everybody's
a-
got their opinion. I honestly never expected any Kiss fan in the world to put that 3 spots from the bottom, but to each their own.
Each your own, man. Yeah, okay. Number 16 for me is, this is the song that literally makes you have a jump scare coming on. Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, yeah, man, you're reaching for the knob on the damn stereo and you'll be like, what the hell? But yeah, man, and Crazy Nights is not a bad song, man. I like, that's one of the songs I actually like on the album. 50-50 with that, and liked it better this last go around than I thought I did. Even like My Way, was one of my favorites on there, and I was shocked at that. But
Yeah.
amazing what time does to you. But anyway,
Yeah, I initially
yeah,
didn't think that highly of that album either, but the more we started doing these reviews, Scott, when we first got together here, I was like, God damn, I like that album a hell of a lot more than I thought.
yeah, man. Even Sonic Boom surprised me. Just Monsters only one it did,
Yeah.
So, yeah, Crazy Night 16. It's gonna get better as we go along, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what it's designed to do. So,
Speaking of which, my 16 is the last of the songs I do not like at all. After that, it was just a matter of what I like more. But 16 is the last that I do not like, and that is Room Service. This song just doesn't work for me. It's not terrible. It just has never, even when I was a kid and I heard it for the first time, it never, ever appealed to me.
it's different than any other song on that album, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's not terrible, but I will never listen to it on purpose because it's just a boring song to me. It does nothing.
The lead is good. Actually, the music's really good, but just the way Paul sings it, man. He sings in a
There's
totally
something weird
different
about it.
manner. Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
15, Tommy.
All right, my number 15 is Hate.
Okay.
Not a big fan of Gene's voice on it. Sounds like he's gargling salt water.
Yeah.
And when I went back to listen to Carnival of Souls for this list, I didn't enjoy it as much as I used to.
I was going to ask you, because you were more of the grunge age era, how you thought of Carnival of Souls.
Right. So, yeah, my number 15 is Hate.
Okay.
All right. Number 15 for me is Rise to It off of Hot in the Shade. And it's like I said, it's not a bad song. It's just a production on that whole album that drags it down.
Very fucking tinny. Very tinny on that album.
Yeah, man. Just flat. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My number 15 is a song that I do like live and on double platinum when they put the number 78 behind it. But off the first album, Strutter to me is one of a few on that album that are just too slow. When they play it live, whether it's on a Live One or, any of the modern 80s shows, I like the song just fine. Especially the Donington version, when the makeup's off during the Crazy Nights era. Paul screams his ass off in that thing, but that production, not the production, the speed at which shit was played on that first album has always bothered me, and this song is no exception.
I actually like the double platinum version.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like the 78, the Strutter 78.
Yeah.
I like the live version. And the
live version is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. 14,
All right,
Scotty.
so
There's
it's me. Oh, it's Tom,
Yeah.
ain't it? Or,
Oh, 14 to Tom, sorry.
oh,
my
okay.
number 14, Lewis, because I saw your comment. This one's for you, buddy. Room service.
Lois.
Not a big fan of the Just the Kill. Oh, I thought it was Lewis.
It is Lewis.
It's,
But
it's
No,
Lois.
it is
Scott
him.
calls him Lois just to get on his nerves.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, again, I'll say this proudly and with pride. I'm not a big fan of Just to Kill.
Who cares? All right. Anyway,
Lost
look.
you.
14. Ding, ding, ding. Room service. We wrapped that one up. Dinner bell. All right. Now, I love the album, but that is a horrible opener for that album. I just didn't understand. Open it up with that song. I mean, damn, dude, you had Come On Love Me, Love Her All I Can. She's a little slow. I wouldn't open with that, but Get Away. I mean, God forbid Peter opens a damn album.
Yeah.
Damn, there's some good jam on there, bro. Hell, anything but that.
Yeah. You could have
Rock and Roll All
opened
Night.
that album with Rock and Roll All Night and it'd have been better.
And I'm just saying, yeah, and I'm not. I've never been crazy about the song either. I love Ace's lead on it because he does have a getaway lead sound on that, man, where he changes the tone in his lead on that, and the tempo's good, but the song itself just never been. It's never been a favorite of mine ever. I could tolerate it, but that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. And in my 14, I love the song in any era, in any recording, in any video, but one of the worst opening tracks ever, I Was Made for Loving You. It sets the tone to betray the Kiss fans right from the jump. Like we've discussed, they should have hid that on side 2 somewhere, still released it for radio release, but don't ambush the unsuspecting diehard 70s Kiss fan with a disco song right off the jump.
Yeah.
I think they hurt themselves by making that the first track on the album. But hindsight, all that stuff.
Yeah, we've went over the woulda, couldas, and shouldas, man. But yeah, I agree too, man. So there you go. Yeah.
13, Tom.
My number 13 is Strutter. Not a big fan of the studio album version. I'm more of a fan of the Alive and Double Platinum version. Yeah, but number 13, Strutter. Not to mention it was overplayed a lot on the radio.
Wow,
Over
really?
here, at least.
I mean,
yeah, over here.
Oh.
Over here, at least.
Holy shit. Okay.
Number 13 for me is Modern Day Delilah, and I love the song. I'm one of the very few, I guess, man. I'm in the minority on that one, but I do like that song. I think that it does sound like a classic Kiss song. The whole album don't, that's for sure, but that did. It just, the production on the album, like Monster, just didn't do it for me. But I loved how Paul sung it. I loved how he carried out, man, and raised the tempo on a mid-tempo yell and still doing it. That was amazing to me too. The lead, Tommy, I'm gonna give him credit, man. He plays a damn good lead on that damn song.
And I like I said, I agree with you. This is classic Kiss. I just hate the chorus. I love the way Paul delivers the verses. I absolutely love it. You're right. He sounds just like he's, back in Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, with the power and the rawness of his voice. But that chorus just drags for me. That's just what kills it for me.
All right. Yeah. And to each his own. Yeah. It don't bother me as bad as you, but I will put it at 13. It definitely ain't my favorite. So.
All right. Number 13 has went up and down my list of favorite Paul Stanley songs for many years. Still a great song. Probably the best way they could have opened this album, Is That You, off of Unmasked.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And got nothing bad to say about that one. So, all right, number 12.
12 to
No,
Tommy.
it's Tom. Tom.
My
yeah.
number 12 is Detroit Rock City.
No,
Okay,
fuck
now,
it.
I want an
Yeah,
explanation
that-
of why, just because I'm curious. Just what went
Yeah,
into
me
your
too.
decision.
Okay, I'm not real intros to their songs. That's just my personal preference on it, and it just kind of just ruins the song for me. Just play the riff and open the song.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
like that's
Well,
why
you don't like that
Psycho.
long intro with the car starting and the radio playing and
Yeah.
all that. Okay.
So
So
it
then
also,
does it bug you that it ends with a crash and King of the Nighttime World starts with the crash?
yeah, somewhat, only because it's the sound of a car crashing, and people that have been in car accidents before know that sound, and it's terrifying to hear no matter what. Driving or
Yeah.
in the passenger seat.
But again, at the same time, you could say that any movie that depicts a car crash is insensitive to people who've been in car crashes. I mean, at some point in time, it's not like they were making fun of someone who was shot in a school shooting or something like that.
No, I'm not saying it was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was wrong or anything like that. But what I'm saying is another reason. I listen to music with my headphones a lot, so it's very loud at times.
Okay.
That car crash.
Yeah.
So you don't have a problem with the song itself, though.
No, I
Detroit.
love the song. I love the
Okay.
song live, studio. It's a fantastic song.
All
It's
right.
just that
Yeah,
intro.
okay. He's just got a problem with intros like Psycho
Yeah.
Circus is playing and shit.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted to hear his explanation first, because I can see that some people don't like that kind of stuff. I get that. So.
And I've heard people say they don't like it, but I do.
Like
I think
I
it's
understand.
I was a kid listening to it, man. So
But
I wouldn't change it.
to Tommy's point, say I'm like you, Scott, and I want to work out in the gym, and I'm hitting it hard, and that song comes up in my headphones. Do I want to sit through that first, or do I want to start the song jamming so I can continue my workout?
Yeah.
Most of the time that
Yeah.
I'm listening to my favorite music is when I'm working. And when that song pops on, it's just like, okay, skip, because I need a song that's going to get me moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair
I can
enough.
live with that. All right. Number 12 to me is King of the Mountain. And I love it. You know, this is a song that the rest of these is pretty much, I just had to put them somewhere. That's just the way it is. So, King of the Mountain, I got nothing to pick at all on that song. And great album. To me, probably the last greatest album that Kiss put out, if I had to say.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I just had to. Yeah.
We went through that discussion before, where if you'd have asked me this 10 years ago, I would have said Revenge, but I've grown to understand that. I think, like many Kiss fans, we were just so excited that they came back and didn't embarrass us with their look and sound that we gave that album way more credit than it deserved.
Very
All right,
good
number
album.
12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 12 for me, King of the Mountain. I absolutely love this song. I don't care for the drum intro. To me, it doesn't fit. If he wanted to just do his little tom thing in the beginning, that's one thing. But when it starts going into the double bass, brr, 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 but then the rest of the song's not like that tempo. It just doesn't fit. I don't think this was the best choice to open this album. I would probably have started this album with All Night. Just because it is an ass whipper and a head mover right from the jump. But I do love King of the Mountain. I'm just not crazy about the intro, and I'm not crazy about it being the opening track.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Number 11 Tom.
My number 11 is Love Gun. I love this song. I got nothing wrong with it. I had to put it somewhere because I ran out of room.
Whoa. Hold on, bro. Love
What?
Gun is not a lead off track.
No, it's not.
I Stole
I
Your
Stole
Love's
Your
going to
Love.
be a
I'm
lead
sorry.
off track.
I was staring at the album cover when I was writing it too. Son of a bitch. So I
okay.
Stole Your Love would have.
You're still going
And
to go with I
look,
Stole Your Love?
I'm going to take up for him on this
Yes.
because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people do that, and I done it with one album my whole life and still do to this day.
Honestly, it
AC
should have
Back
been
in
the opening
Black is
track.
the album I do it with. I think Back in Black is the first song on side one. It just doesn't seem right for it to be on side two. It seems, and Hell's Bells, I've always looked at as side two. That may be a way people look at Love Guns sometimes, man. I've never looked at it that way, but I do Back in Black that way, dude. I have for
Okay.
years. So I can honestly give
Honestly,
you
I
a
think
pass.
Love Gun should have been the opening album track.
But are you what'd you change your 11 to? Do you have did you
I
move something to
stole.
11?
I Stole Your Love, he went with.
No, I just changed it to I Stole Your Love.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
again, I love the song. Nothing wrong with it. Badass opening. Alive 2, badass opening. Haunt the Shade Tour, badass opening. I wish the band
Yeah.
did this song more live than anything else. But pick and choose. My number 11
Yeah,
is
the bottom
I Stole
line
Your
is you
Love.
got 10 songs that you like better. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Yeah.
man. No, I mean that's just yeah, gotta fall somewhere. Number 11 for me is Strutter. I do like it a little bit better. The slowness on the album doesn't bother me as bad as it does y'all. One thing I do like about the songs on the first album, like Firehouse is one of my favorites, and I know how slow it is on that first album.
Brutally
That's a
slow.
that's a song that's a song they can pick up the tempo and still make it sound even better. Um, yeah, they could play it either way, and I like it either way. But Strutter is never been my favorite song by them. I like 78 better. Um, but it is a rocking tune once they get to going. And Ace's solo on it's fantastic, man. And it's just a great delivery song. I think it's a good opener on the album. Could have been several on that album, but that's a good one. So Strutter number 11. Yeah.
Okay, well, now we're in the area where I feel like I'm betraying my own taste, but I have to go with how I feel today.
Yeah.
And I love all of these next songs to death, but number 11 is going to be, unfortunately, Psycho Circus, which I do feel is probably the best opener on any album, but it is not my favorite opener. It was the perfect choice, especially to open the show. But I like these other songs so much as well that it just, this sucked for me when I got to this top half. It really did.
Me too. I feel you, Pain.
Some of these actually kind of break my heart to do it. Well,
Yeah.
yes and no, but this one was rough. Not as rough as the other one that we're gonna do, but
Let me just do this. I'm going to do, hang on, Tommy. Hang on. Pause. Okay. I do this from time to time as a public service announcement for other off-topic stuff. Anybody who loves cellular networks and thinks 5G is all that in a bag of chips, just let Tommy and Scott's jarbled fast forward, rewind, pausing audio remind you that in-home internet will always surpass cellular networks. So to the youth out there, don't think you can get through the rest of your life with just 5G, 6G, 10G, 8 double D. I don't care what it is. It is still airwaves, and it is not stable. It is not smooth. It is not fast. some things should never die. That is one of them. I believe landlines should have never died. And I also believe that people should be doing things, no offense to you guys, on computers, not phones. You squint to see
No.
screens. You're jumbling around hitting buttons when you're trying to do something else. It's just technology's not always for the better. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. I mean,
I will-
that's correct.
Yeah.
Your number 10.
I will say right now. My number 10 is That You. But
Okay.
before I go into my reason why, right now I'm running through my homebound internet, and it's going a lot smoother than my hotspot cellular device. So I agree with that message.
When you
I
watch
do.
this back,
But-
Tommy, when you watch this back and you see yourself doing this and your sound is cut in and out, you'll find out your home internet's failing you right now.
Who do you have for internet service?
AT&T.
Oh, no
It's
damn
not home
wonder.
internet. That's 5G.
No damn wonder. They are the worst pieces of shit, and I hope they hear that. They suck. You need Vive, bro. Vive. If they're around there, get them. They're cheaper and they're better, bro. I'm telling you.
For
Check
right
into
now,
that.
the way
AT&T
for-
sucks.
right now the way I'm living, and it's cheap. It's the cheap route to save money to get a better
Oh
place.
yeah, I'm not telling you guys to go
You know,
invest
but-
money in this little podcast. I'm just saying the reason to the viewers you're seeing problems when it comes to Scott and Tom's production, how they're coming through versus me and Darren, it's because me and Darren are on home modem cable internet, and Tommy and Scott are coming to you via usually wireless, which is never a good thing. in
Yeah,
my
I'm
opinion.
coming through on 5G or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going
I
to wireless
am.
myself.
But I will tell you, I will give you a hint there, Tom. If you would just call the local Vive and see how much it's going to be. If it's going to be damn near the same thing, bro, change, because it's 10 times better, and I never had a problem at a Vive. So I'm just giving you a little hint there. AT&T's horrible.
That's
They're
if
horrible.
that's if we have Vive out here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
if we
just
have
look-
Vive out
just
here. I
look-
gotta look into it.
Look,
Yeah.
no big deal. No big
Number
deal. I just
10.
have to get my jabs in.
Yep.
Number
My
10
number
for
10
me is. Oh, go ahead.
I thought
I
we
thought
were
you
on
said
me
it
this
was
time.
you.
My fault. Yep. And I was gonna get to my reasoning why.
Oh,
Is
I love
that
the
you?
song live. Yeah. Is That You? I love the song live, and I think it's a badass opener for Unmasked.
Okay.
I love it too, man.
Is it?
10 for me is Unholy, and I love the song. It's a damn good song. They had actually a few on that album that could have been killer ass openers. Thou Shalt Not. I mean, there's some damn jamming tunes on that album. Not saying that we dislike that album at all. It's not got nothing to do with that. But that's just where it fell at number 10, Unholy.
Fair enough. My number 10 is a song over the years that has really fluctuated in my listening pleasure. There are some months, years where I don't really want to hear the song, and then there's other months and years where I can't get enough of it. So it falls right in the middle appropriately. Rise to it. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
have a problem with the blues intro. A lot of people make fun of that. Like Kiss was just doing something they had no business doing. I got news for you. Paul Stanley is much more of a guitar player than you people think, especially when it comes to blues. This is not a joke intro. That intro is legit. And when it kicks in after that bass slide, it's fucking four to the floor, man. I mean, pedal to the
Wait, wait,
metal. It is a great fucking song.
That's Paul playing
And
that
the
blues
reason they
part?
can't shit
Absolutely.
About
In the
that.
studio.
I thought
yes.
that was Bruce. I thought that was
No.
Bruce playing that part.
No. Paul
Holy
wrote
The
that.
reason they
Yeah.
can't, reason they catch shit for that is because Cinderella had just come out with Long Cold
Yeah.
Winter, and they were getting copycatted for it. And look, man, the blues has been in Kiss's music since day one, bro. It's just not as harsh as AC/DC or somebody like that, but they're a blues-based rock and roll heavy metal band. That's what they fall in, not classical. So
Well,
yeah, people, you didn't
If you
know
look
that.
at the video is misleading on who plays what. The story that I had heard many times over the year is Paul wrote that intro. Bruce plays the slide guitar alongside of the riff that Paul plays. That's the gist that I was read and seen in interviews over the years. But believe me when I tell you, Paul is one of the most underrated rhythm guitarists. He's never claimed to be a shredder. He probably can't shred. But there's way more to guitar playing than shredding. And Paul is responsible for almost all of the fucking riffs that Ace gets credit for. Take it to the fucking bank. Do your fucking homework. It's true, Freely fans.
No. Some things,
there you
yeah, but no, not all.
Not the solos. No, not the solos. I'm saying most of those early 70s Kiss grooves, those were written.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, Ace may have
Yeah.
modified them in the studio, but the core of the rhythm of those riffs that are in those early classic Kiss songs were written by Paul.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, because
Paul's
Paul and
amazing.
Gene and Peter were playing a lot for a while as a trio. He had
Yeah.
done written all that shit too, man. So yeah, man, Ace is gonna come in behind him or whatever, and this is
Yeah.
how you do it right here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Paul is damn good. He don't get the credit he deserves, and a lot of rhythm guitarists don't.
No,
Period.
rhythm and bass players never get credit.
No.
And it's
No.
a sad thing because they're like a key
It is.
element.
To me, the
Yeah.
bass guitar is the bass and the drums. To me, if you don't have a killer pocket, which is the bass and the drum, you got nothing. You just got a bunch of
Yeah,
fucking rush
right.
noise. I mean, whatever.
That's your foundation, man, right there, bro.
The bass
You
and the
can
drums are
change
the foundation.
rhythm lead.
I mean, case in point, Tommy, you were asking me about recording music.
Right.
When I was doing that, and even when I didn't use a guitar and I just used samples to put the rhythms and leads in, it sounded so plain, even with the drum beat, until I added the bass groove, and it completely transforms a song. It's not going to stand out in the forefront, but your ear can immediately hear it's a fuller, deeper sound as soon as that bass is in there.
Yep. And I love bass, man.
See, and
I love a lot.
and that's one thing I want to. That's one thing I want to do. I want to at least try to use my computer to
You have to.
create something, rather.
Yeah, if you don't got other musicians,
now
you
these
can be
days,
the
yeah.
greatest. You could be the greatest guitar player in the world, but at the end of the day, all you got is a recording of a cool guitar lick. I mean, it's not going to be a song without drums and bass. And if you're a lead guitarist, how good is Ace Frehley's leads going to sound if there's no rhythm guitar backing that up? There are bands out there who don't have a rhythm player. It's just a lead player. And it sounds great on the studio album because there's a rhythm track behind it. But once they're on stage, it's an empty sound because when they start playing lead, the rhythm's fucking gone. And unless they got a keyboardist to fill that out, it's a definite no-no to me to not have two guitars.
How does Ozzy do it? How does Ozzy do it with just one guitarist? Is it just because the fact that his guitarists just know rhythm and lead at the same time, or is it just
no? Because you can't play rhythm and lead at the same time. So even Jakey Lee or Randy Rhoads, either he's got a keyboard that has played in the background during those solos, or there's a rhythm track going. And this would go back to the 70s. I mean, that's why this whole new thing about tracks being a big deal just pisses me off. Thank you, Eddie Trunk, you fat bastard. The bottom line here, they have been using fucking tracks to fill out the sound or a keyboard sitting backstage.
Since the 70s.
Whatever it is, this has been going on since the beginning of fucking live performance music. You are never going to sound like the album unless that album is recorded in one take with just the instruments. That's it. Otherwise, you're always going to lose something live. And if they're not losing something live, they've got something playing in the background, period.
Now, look, I've heard a lot of Eddie Trunk because I've kept up with him for a long time. I've never heard him say a lot about that, but I have heard him smashing lip syncing. And
Same
now he
thing.
does tire that down to hell. And I'm
Yeah,
behind him on that.
but here's my problem with it. Eddie Trunk and Sebastian are the two most vocal about it. They can have that opinion, and I'm fine with it. What you just said is what they're saying, and that's what I have a problem with. They call it lip syncing. It is not fucking lip sync. You know what's lip syncing? Go back and watch Kids' performance on Solid Gold or Top of the Pops. Any of these bands playing on these old TV shows, they weren't plugged in. The mics weren't turned on. That's lip syncing. Backtracks are completely different.
I put words in his mouth. It's backing.
There's
track,
a video
man.
out there.
That's what he's saying. But all he's saying now. This is his argument. Listen, this is his argument. Now, if you're going to do that, let people know. Let people know, man.
Why should
you know? I mean, well, because people are going to shows, Ben, and I have to side with him, man. If you think you're going to see a live show, 100% live show, man, you should know. I mean,
but why tell the people that they're just going to expect it and walk out eventually?
Yeah, but still, they're not going to get their damn money back. I mean, so that's kind of defeating the fucking purpose. But
if the band does refunds, yeah, they will.
It doesn't matter.
You just proved my point. It doesn't matter. Why put it on the ticket like Gene opened it? That's why Kiss gets the flack again. Because Gene opened his mouth about pop singers years ago saying that they should be forced to put it on the ticket. Okay, here's the difference. There is a huge difference between a Britney Spears or a Madonna or Janet Jackson dancing their ass off so there's no way they could be winded or have enough wind to sing. So for them to lip sync with their little stupid thing over their mouth, that little ear microphone, whatever that is, goddamn well, nobody can do that dance routine without missing a vote. It's common fucking sense. What Kiss is doing and a lot of these other bands are doing is playing to a backtrack. What that means, let me break it down for the viewers out there who still think this should be an issue. Paul is still singing. It is simply singing along, not karaoke style. There is a recording of his voice that gets turned up on known trouble spots for him. That is not something I think is a big fucking deal. I just don't. And you can look at it how it's not 100% live. Okay. You know how many horrible live shows I've been to, including just local bar band, that sounds so fucking bad. It is impossible to have a good time. Is that what you want to go pay for?
No. Fuck no,
right.
Man.
No.
Now, if he was up there doing Milli Vanilli and completely lip syncing with no live mic, I would be pissed. That's not what's happening.
And he's calling out people like Motley Crue not even playing their fucking instruments, bro. I mean, come on, man. You're not going to play a bass guitar? Nikki Sixx? Really? Damn, man. I mean, come on, man.
Can he play bass?
Basically, what a lot of bands are doing is they're getting up there and they're just playing along to a soundtrack.
That's a good question, Tommy. And to Scott, I absolutely agree with you. Once your musicians are not even playing music, there's a fucking problem.
Time to hang it up.
Yeah.
But since this has come up, people have come out and said they knew Nikki Sixx way back in the day when he started trying to form Motley Crue and said he never fucking played the bass. He was always faking it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, the one person who could shed the light on it is no longer with us, and that's Kevin DuBrow, because he had Nikki Sixx in his band, and Nikki Sixx left because he wanted his own band. So Kevin DuBrow would know, but there are rumors out there now that, and you know how rumors go, there's some shred of truth, and most of it's, completely fucking made up, but
Yeah.
that he doesn't even know
Yeah.
how to play bass, which I don't buy that for a second, that he doesn't know how to play bass. Maybe he's lazy.
No.
Maybe he cares more about running around and putting on a performance. So he's always been playing to a track. I don't know, but that's
I
my
think
point.
he's just.
You
I think
don't
he's
know.
just
Nobody. All this shit came about for one reason: the fucking internet, the Sinkin' Stanley douchebag YouTube channel, and people like this that have nothing better to do in life than fucking try to shit on someone's fucking sandwich. I would like to punch that fucker right in the face. The problem is I don't know what he looks like because he's a goddamn pussy fucking coward who doesn't even put his picture on his profile. So the bottom line is, if it wouldn't be for internet technology, nobody would be suspect to this at all, short of a record skipping a la Millie fucking Vanilli. It is so hard to notice.
I
I'm
run
done.
into that fucking guy, man, and I love the picture he's got of Paul Stanley. Have you seen that picture?
Yeah, that
That dude
motherfucker.
is such an idiot, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh my God. Some people are just fucking morons anyway, but I don't know.
You know how hard it
Sinking
is to utterly hate someone's guts that you've never even seen their real life face? I would
Oh my
fucking,
God.
I would go to jail just to pound on his ass for fucking 20 minutes.
I actually.
All right, we're gonna get Rob a damn
Gotta
corner
get my
here.
blood pressure
What
back down. Where were we at?
I'm on number 9. Where you got?
I did Rise
at
to
number
it. That was
9.
my last at number 10. Okay, so my number 9. Okay.
No,
Destroyer.
No. Wait a minute. It's Tom's number 9. Have you done your number 9, Tom?
No, I did not. I did not
Okay,
do my
well,
number 9 yet.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
that's
Okay.
where we are. Yeah.
My number 9 is "I Want You."
Oh,
This is
hold
where
it,
it does
Scott.
get
Settle
difficult
down.
for me.
Settle down, Scott.
Scott, before you have a stroke,
Go
man,
ahead.
let me
Go
explain
ahead.
why.
Go ahead, bro. I didn't say nothing.
The rest
Go
of
ahead.
this list was extremely hard for me, especially of
Yeah.
the era that I grew up in and had to listen to the early 70s at a later time.
Me too.
I have nothing wrong with the song, nothing bad to say about the song. Paul's voice is fucking fire on this song. It's legendary. It's powerful. It's just I had a hard time with the rest of this list, so that is my number 9. Number 9, "I Want You."
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard. So yeah, there's nothing I can say, man.
Yeah.
Number
it
9,
hurts.
I think both of you guys have touched on this one. Is That You, man? And I've always loved. I'm an Unmasked fanboy. It's just too bad that it had to go the way it did, man. Probably 60-40 on that album, but the ones I do like, I really, really like, man. It's a damn good album, and I remember still buying that album and just loving it, man. Is That You, man? Naked City. There's some songs on there that I could just rock out to. Even as stupid as She's So European, man, I love the jam.
I like
The
that
way
song.
she sings. Yeah, man, it's just the delivery so damn good, man. But that's my number 9. Is That You?
Okay, my number 9 from Destroyer is Detroit Rock City. Absolutely love the song, and probably I still would argue is more should be more recognized as Kiss's the song that defines Kiss instead of Rock and Roll All Night. But
Yeah.
Again, I love all of these songs so much that everyone on here could be a number 1 any damn day of the week from my Psycho Circus on up to this point. So Detroit has to fall at number 9.
Yeah.
All right. Now we got to number 8. And my number 8 is "Got to Choose."
What? Oh, yeah. Okay.
My number 8 is "Got to Choose." Nothing wrong with the song. I love the song. Another amazing Paul Stanley song. The riff of it is beautiful. Can't go wrong with it. Never gets the skip button on my playlist. Always a blast listening to that song. So my number 8 is Got to Choose.
What an underrated
Ring the bell.
fucking intro on that song too, right? That
It
intro
is.
is so cool.
It is.
Yeah. And Peter's drumming is
so's Rock Bottom.
absolutely fantastic on that
Yeah.
damn song, man.
He's almost got a
Holy
tribal drum sound through that fucking song. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, man. He
I'm
never
wondering if
slows
he's
down.
using tribal drums.
Uh,
I'm wondering if
Ring
he
the
used
Bell
tribal
is,
drums.
Got to Choose is my number 8 too. My number 8 too, man. Yes, great freaking song. A song that I have grown to appreciate over time that I did not appreciate when I was in my single digit years, man. A song that has grown on me that I have grown to absolutely love, man. It is such a fire song, man. Got to Choose is badass.
Right. Number 8, Unholy from Revenge. One of my favorite Gene songs of all time. And if it hadn't been for Not for the Innocent, it probably would be my very favorite. Great video, great sound, all that stuff, but just a fantastic sound. Bruce shreds the shit out of this song. Eric Singer pounds the drum heads right into the fucking ground. Classic demon voice. Everything about this song I love.
Yep. Good video. Everything on that
Yep.
song. So,
Tom?
All right. My number 7 is when people piss me off at work and I've had enough. It's Into the Fire.
There you
I
go.
absolutely love this song. It's just badass in your face. I had enough. Into the fire. And it's just the chorus. I love everything else of it. My number 7, I had enough. Into the Fire.
yep. Wicked to the bone. Number 7 for me is Psycho Circus, man. Hell yeah, man. And if there's one thing about that album that they did right, bro, that is it.
Yeah.
They brought that and they brought it hard and heavy, bro. And great. I remember playing it for the first time. I thought, if this whole album's like this, man, kudos, man. Unfortunately it wasn't, but there is a lot of good stuff on there. But Psycho Circus, yeah, a opener is a damn good one. Damn good.
That's one of those songs that opens an album where there's no way anything else on that album is going to measure up. It's just,
Yeah.
we've talked about that before, where sometimes the title track or opening track is so fucking good that everything else feels like a disappointment, even though it's still, a good tune.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right,
man.
number 7 for me. I just missed you guys. Got to Choose. Love this intro. Love the way Paul delivers the verses in this thing. Just a highly underrated song that I know was on Alive 1, but after that, I don't know that this song was ever represented on a tour before. Well, that's one show. That's
I
one
got to see
show.
them play it on the Rock the Nation tour, bro. They played.
Oh, they did.
Man.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, that and
it was
do you
fantastic.
count the Kiss cruises at all?
No, because they
No.
always play your stuff there.
I've always
No,
wanted
I'm
to go
just
on one of
talking-
those.
I'm just saying through the years, it's one of those songs that they should have thrown in once in a while on a, every other tour basis or something.
A lot more because
Yeah.
they play it good.
Yeah. 6 to you, Tommy.
My number 6 is Exciter.
Oh,
Paul Stanley, again, a legendary vocalist, rhythm guitarist. Can't go wrong with the song. It's a badass intro to an album like Lick It Up. And that's it. Number 6, Exciter.
Yes, sir. Number 6 for me was my number 1 last night, Creatures of the Night.
Yeah.
Kick your face in and don't stop on this album. So, yeah, man, this is one that the opener is badass, but the album backs it up, man. And that's all from there, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creatures of the Night is just unforgettable, man. And when somebody says that, the first thing you see is the cover of that album. Bam. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to be very similar to Tommy through my next 2 picks, just a pick or 2 behind him. I've had enough Into the Fire, one of 2, which will be my next one that were completely ignored. And Paul should be slapped every day for the rest of his life, right away in the morning, just for doing so. Great fucking song, great guitar work. Just everything about this song is an ass whipper that was ignored for God knows what reason. Well, maybe he didn't want to celebrate Mark St. John either. I don't know what the fuck his problem was.
And a masterpiece song too, man.
I didn't think they had a problem with Mark St. John.
They don't. I'm just making that reference because Paul said recently that he doesn't do much of Creatures or Lick It Up because he doesn't want to celebrate Vinnie Vincent. So I'm figuring maybe they had the same problem with Mark St. John. Sarcastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is those 3 fucking albums were ignored, and it's all Paul's decision, which means he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, and I wouldn't put it past him either.
Great albums.
Number 5 to you, Tom.
Number 5.
My number 5. This song makes me look up in the sky and brightens up my day because right off the bat, Paul is talking to you and lifting up your spirits. Crazy Nights. Really good song. I love the song. I love the album. Can't go wrong with it again. Crazy Nights. Badass. Number 5.
Yeah. Number 5 for me is Exciter. Man. And it is exciting too. Damn right. It just, yeah, man. That, yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah, man. To ignore a song like that, man, is just fucking blasphemy to me. Holy shit, man. One of the best songs on that damn album. If not my favorite, it's damn close. If it's not, I think it is. The last time we done it, great opener, man. Exciter. He sings with a damn just powerful voice, man. Just range on that song. Great song. Exciter, man. Off of Lick It Up.
Number 5 for me. Exciter. Absolutely. Like I said, along with I've Had Enough, 2 of the greatest Kiss songs that were never, ever acknowledged by the band, by anybody other than us fans who apparently don't matter, even though they're supposed to be all about us fans. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just got my blood pressure down, so I'm not going to get queued up here.
Hey,
Tommy,
that's all right.
number 4.
As long as I don't trigger it, you're okay. My number 4 is a song that I don't understand why they didn't play live more of. Especially to replace God of Thunder. This is more of a Gene song to me. You think Demon, you think Unholy.
Yeah.
In your face, melting solo, pounding of the drums. That video scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And to this day, I look at it and I'm still mesmerized by Gene coming back as the Demon without the makeup. He found a way to do it. And with Unholy,
he did. Now, if only he could have found that at
Number
Lick It Up, I think it changes the trajectory of the band As much as
I
we
feel
all
like
know,
he tried.
yeah, but it didn't work. It fell flat.
Right.
I mean, think we all know Paul's the voice of Kiss, both on and off camera. He's got the biggest hits, all that stuff, unless you count Beth, which I don't. I try to ignore that like Monster. But
I do.
Gene, if Gene wouldn't have been B. Arthur, and he would have found Revenge Gene right away when the makeup came off, I think they
B. Arthur?
avoid. I seriously, I think they will sidestep all of the glam stuff and go more of a Judas Priest style of just heavy and dark leather and metal and stuff. But it is what it is.
Look,
I mean,
I
he did
blame
capture
Paul
the demon when he was doing Analyzed live, the live Analyzed
for
tour.
taking
He
the
did kind of
makeup
capture
off.
the demon a little bit during that tour.
Minus the
It
wig.
was, yeah,
Minus the
it
wig.
was Paul's
That was a wig.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit,
it was
I
Paul's
purposely grew
decision
my
to
hair
take
out to
off
look like it.
It was
the
what, Scott?
makeup.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was Paul's decision to take the makeup off. But yeah, I blame Paul, but I gotta blame Gene too, man. Because if Gene would have had a spine at all, because Gene did not want to take the makeup off. He was totally against it, man. But Gene, we all know the big bad demon supposed to be is not that.
No.
I mean, he's just the whatever Paul wants to do. He just goes right with it.
And there's the argument that taking the makeup off saved him. We'll never know either way because we don't have a time machine to change history. But if Gene wouldn't have curled up into the fetal position for Lick It Up and going forward, like, I don't know how to look and act, and he would have just said, okay, I can still be evil just because I don't have makeup on. What the fuck did Charles Manson didn't wear makeup? He's an evil motherfucker. You can still have an evil persona. Look at Blackie Lawless. Yeah, he wore a little bit of eyeliner,
Blackie Lawless,
but he was as evil as it fucking got. Gene just gave up. He tapped out. He thought that he didn't have an image anymore when he should have just kept the same persona minus the makeup.
I mean,
yeah,
you got
people say
demon tongue.
people want to say they would have
Stick your tongue
died
out
without
more, breathe
taking it
fire, spit the blood. You can do that without the makeup. You literally can do
I
all that
refuse
without the
to
makeup.
believe that. Yeah,
What?
I was
refuse to
saying like
believe
he could
Wow,
stick
you guys
the tongue
are
out.
battling each other here.
He can spit the blood and he can breathe the fire without the makeup. He doesn't need the makeup to do all that. He can do that without the makeup.
Yeah, well,
Paul, look at Paul throughout the
refuse to
years.
believe-
Paul did not have any stage effects until recent years, right? It was Gene that usually had all the effects, Ace that had all the effects, Peter that had all the stage effects. Paul, basically, his effect was just as amplified microphone because he was the star child, right? So his voice would be amplified, powerful wise. That's how I looked at it as a child. But, you know, you take off the makeup, you still got the guys, but you can still do the blood and the fire and the tongue. You can still do the
blood,
smoking, you know, rockets and stuff like that. You can still do it.
well,
Mick Mars
I
did
refuse.
the blood. Blackie Lawless did the blood. Alice Cooper did the blood. You know, I'm pretty sure Ozzy did the blood at one point. No, he bit the head off a bat mistakenly. That's different. But my standpoint is you can have the elements of the demon on the stage without makeup. And I don't understand why they didn't, because he still could have been a demon other ways and worked around it.
Yeah, but I refuse to believe that they're going to die if they stay in the makeup. This band is the biggest band in the fucking world. They're not going to die. I mean, so that's one thing. It may have took, you know, a little more time to, you know, get their bearings, but there's no way in hell they die. You know,
Here's
I mean,
the thing.
so
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Scott. There's no fucking
I
way
didn't say
Kiss
that.
ever. Kiss will never die. Even now that they're not a band, they will never die. That they panicked way too often because
never
they
said
weren't they weren't on top of the mountain at the moment. And that's not what it's about. There is no band for 50 years that is always going to be the biggest band in the world. Not Guns N' Roses, not Metallica, not any of them. It goes in cycles, and Kiss proved time after time they could reinvent themselves. So the makeup did not need to come off. It doesn't matter to me either way. But I look at how my point on Gene just losing himself. Watch Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, the staggering, the stumbling around, that's today. He's Ace Frehley regardless of that fucking makeup. Why does Gene have to stop doing the Gene movements with the Gene attitude just because there's no makeup? Why does he have to go from, cod pieces and armor and black leather and studs to be Arthur? That was his panic. He thought he had to fit in, and all of Kiss did, and they never had to follow the rules. Guns N' Roses came out. You had a couple of promo photos where they were glammed out, but after the fucking Welcome to the Jungle video, that shit was gone. They were just a street band. LA Guns, just a street band. Dangerous Toys. Kiss didn't have to follow that because they were Kiss, and they chose to. But Gene just couldn't pull it off visually for whatever reason until Revenge.
Yeah.
I think he could have.
Yeah.
And that was my point I was trying to make.
But he didn't figure it out. It took him 10 more years.
Oh, yeah.
After taking the makeup off.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it didn't hit him earlier on saying, I can still spit blood and breathe fire.
Well, I'll tell you probably what a big part of it was. I think mentally he was butthurt and checked out because once that makeup came off, he was no longer the big deal in Kiss. It went from the cruel, fire-breathing, bleeding, scary-looking demon to who's this fucking sexy rock god that all the chicks are coming to see called Paul Stanley now. You got to realize those two have had a rivalry since they fucking met.
Yeah. And Gene, quoting Gene, oh, you write songs? Show me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, but here's some of mine. Mr. My Uncle's a Raft. What kind of? I wrote better songs when I was fucking 3.5 years old, dog.
Yeah.
I wrote better music when I was 3, playing on pots and pans with a fucking elastic band on a fucking tissue and paper towel roll. My uncle is
completely fucking forgot about that fucking song title.
It's on this CD.
Paul had better material. I'm wondering, I could just picture me in Paul's shoes and just looking at Gene. Like, this is your fucking songwriter?
Your mother is the most beautiful woman in the world.
He's lucky Paul ever talked to him again after he gave that title.
Bro, I would have grabbed my guitar, walked out, and never came back. And found my own band.
Crazy.
Okay, who left off with what?
I'm on number 4.
I left off with Unholy.
Okay. What was Unholy for you, Tom? What number was it? Okay.
4.
Go ahead, Scott.
All right. Number 4 for me is I've Had Enough Into the Fire, man. Hell yeah, man. That's how much I really have grown to love that song over the years, dude. I mean, I don't even know if most Kiss fans just sit down and listen to that damn song, man. I mean, from front to back.
Define the age when you say Kiss fans, because I promise you, anybody 30 or under who considers them a Kiss fan that doesn't own all the albums probably only knows the released videos.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that is a greatly written song, not just a good song. It is written to perfection, man. It took some sitting down and working with that damn song. That's not a rock and roll all night song. They didn't just throw that together, bro. And that's what makes you try to understand why the hell would you ignore something? Because you had to have really worked on that damn song, dude. It's fantastic, man. So, yeah, it made it high this time. Well, it's the first time we've done this, but wow, it got higher than what I actually anticipated. So, yeah, I Had Enough Into the Fire, bro. Great song.
All right, number 4, Creatures of the Night. I love every rendition that I've ever heard in any live video, no matter who's playing. They do this song
Wow.
well if it's fast. They do it well on the studio album when it's mid-tempo. It's so heavy and dark, especially for Paul Stanley. I think that's why it made me take notice as a kid. Besides the cover, I couldn't stop staring at the fucking cover. You talked about Unholy at your young age, Tom. This album scared the fuck out of me. And this was going to be my first time seeing them live. And that's the cover I'm looking at. And I'm looking at that video for I Love It Loud. And I am shitting my pants. Get to the damn concert and priests are telling you you're going to burn in hell. And it was some scary shit, man. And this album, like Scott said, to reference our discussion of a strong opener so nothing can compare, absolute exception here. This album starts up ripping your face off and finishes off completely fucking crushing your bones. It's just I can't say enough about this fucking album. This might be the greatest album by any band ever, in my opinion.
I will say this. I will agree with Rob. This happens to be probably one of the greatest albums they ever put out. I will say that.
Yeah.
Bone crushing and brain melting.
If you're looking for Kiss heavy metal, go to that album.
Go
People,
straight
this is
to
the
it,
album
bro.
to go to.
Yep.
Yes, you can't mistake it.
Number 3, Tom.
My number 3 was extremely hard. It was a tough decision between my 2 and my number 2 is King of the Mountain. My number 3 is King of the Mountain.
What?
Paul Stanley is
Whoa,
King
whoa,
of the
whoa,
Mountain
whoa.
is my number 3.
You said number 2.
No, it battled my number 2. It was fighting for that
Gotcha.
spot.
Gotcha.
I just happen to like my number 2 a little bit more.
Okay.
My number 3, King of the Mountain. Paul Stanley's vocals on this is what saves the song from that drum intro.
Yeah.
I agree that double bass is not required in that song at all. I just think at that point, Eric Carr just loved his double bass. That's it.
Yeah. I love the drums don't bother me in the song. It's it's just
the intro.
I
Tom,
didn't care.
That voice.
yeah, the intro Tom's I think is cool, but when he starts going to the brr, 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 and then
That's
it
the part I'm
doesn't,
talking about.
and he doesn't do it ever again in the song, I'm like, why? That just it made you. It almost sounded like you were about to hear a Metallica song, and then it went into a Kiss song.
I wonder if he was doing that for like a warm up and they accidentally hit record during that.
Who knows?
They've done that a lot. Yeah, they've done that a lot.
It's either that or Eric Carr was just extremely obsessed with double bass drums.
Whatever
All
the
right,
case,
yeah,
it's a
that's
great
it.
song.
Number 3, King of the Mountain.
Number 3 for me is I Stole Your Love, man. Jesus Christ, bro. The best song on Love Gun by far. Bar none. This is one of the albums that starts off that you're not going to capture that first song. Now, I love Love Gun. Pretty much the whole album. But I don't think there's a song on there that can stand toe to toe with I Stole Your Love. That's my opinion. So that's my number 3.
Okay. Oh shit! My camera keeps popping in and out of the fuck. Anyway, my number 3 is I Stole Your Love. Surprisingly, I didn't think any of us were ever going to mesh up here, but we've all kind of come real close or queued up on a few of them.
Yeah.
This
We've hit a couple.
yeah, like Scott says, this hands down the best album on a strong album. Another song that doesn't disappoint you the rest of the way, or another album that doesn't disappoint you the rest of the way compared to the opener. but just an absolutely fucking fabulous jam. From the guitar riff, explosive. You want to talk about a jump scare intro? Just fantastic, and they do it live so well every time I've heard it live, which isn't a lot, unfortunately. But yeah. Great,
Yep.
great fucking song. And just real quick to refresh everybody's memory, why this is a good jump scare song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Together, oh, and together, just the two of us. Ah.
Absolutely fucking fabulous opening to a movie.
Oh
yeah.
my god. What
Love
is
Guns
that?
My Number. A little later on, I cut it off because it gets it along, but I love when she's trying to unplug it. Shut up!
I know. I love it, man.
She can't. Oh, I
Oh,
love
Timeless.
fabulous. Okay, number 2, Tommy.
What is? I think that's a hunk of fucking cheese. My number 2. I will say it. If we take off the makeup, I think if we take off the makeup, we can go back to being original. We go back to playing clubs. Take off the makeup, you're nuts. Rise to it. I love the video of it when they're backstage, they're putting on the makeup, getting ready for the show, and Paul's just like, we should just take off the makeup. Paul's just like, Gene's just looking at him like
that video did give me goosebumps and chills when at the end when they came out in their makeup.
Walking out
like,
slowly in that camera.
Especially Paul, I'm like, he looked just like he looked in fucking Rock and Roll Over days. I was like, holy shit.
Fun fact, that was probably at the time what people thought would be the last time to see them in makeup. Was that video, I believe.
They look great.
Until they decided to put it on.
Number 2,
I love the blues. Ooh.
The boobs?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
No, the blues. The blues intro that comes with it.
Okay.
Number 2. And I just could not drop it. It's just, I know it's overkill a lot of times. It's every time in concert, but this song never gets old to me. I love the intro to the song, Detroit Rock City, man. Just going into King of the Nighttime World, just a 1-2 punch. I know we're not judging King of the Nighttime World, but wow. The car crash, everything, the news reporter, I love it all, man. Detroit Rock City, classic. Just never will forget that, ever. I remember hearing it as a kid, and I just tried to put together what in the hell's going on. Because I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't have a frame of reference at that time. But I didn't care. I loved it. I heard the radio playing rock and roll all night. And, and then they start rocking, dude. Detroit Rock City, number 2.
You know why? A lot of times I don't like a long, drawn-out intro like Tommy had mentioned. This one, I think I love because, number 1, 5 years old, people. I was 5 when I first heard this album. And that would have put it like 1978 for me, okay? That's all life was radio, vinyl, and 8-tracks. And it was starting to get to the cassette era. So listening to that as a kid, as the radio station's tuning in and you're hearing the news forecast, that was so relatable to your everyday life. And I had no idea that was Kiss playing, because my first experience was Destroyer. So Rock and Roll All Night on the radio meant nothing to me. I'd never heard that song before. So it wouldn't be till, later that I'd piece that part of it together. But the car, revving the engine, you can hear that door shutting and just echo in your ears. It's so well produced, the sound on that fucking album. That just takes me back to my childhood, where I would sit in front of the old radio dial and just go back and forth looking for something to hear. That just brought it home to me, to something that I could relate to at 5 years old. So that's why I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
It's actually interesting that you mentioned it. I never really thought of looking at it that way. I have a whole new perspective of the intro of that song now. It's waking up, grabbing your car keys, hitting the road. That's everyday life.
It's like they always say on Three Sides of the Coin, not to give them guys too much reference, but they're right. Time frame is everything. Somebody who listens to that song for the first time when they're 15 probably means nothing when it's 2024. But for us who lived in the radio era, it was so relatable to. They were painting a picture of what we all experience on a daily basis. So, I mean, it worked for me. All right. Number 2 for me, I'm going to be one off from Scott. I Want You. One of the tragically underrated Paul songs. It got some love around the Revenge era again. I understand why it was never pulled out with the reunion farewell. There's no way Paul could do it justice. Well, maybe in the reunion, but not after the farewell. Definitely not in the End of the Road. Too tough of a song for Paul to sing at that point in time in his life. The amazing acoustical, it's electric. Well, maybe it is acoustic. I don't know. You can hardly tell with what they do in studios, but that soft ballad intro that comes in with the fucking just kick your ass, and then they repeat and it comes back with the flanger on the guitar. Are you kidding me? Fucking fantastic, man. Absolutely top-notch Kiss song.
Yep.
Tommy, you're number 1.
My number one.
So.
My number 1 is the one left that I didn't hesitate to put in my number 1 spot. Creatures of the Night. The drum intro, Paul. You can actually hear Gene's bass, which is nice. The guitar riff, the solo, just absolutely amazing song, especially on Alive 3. I wonder if they did it live other than Creatures and the Animalized tour.
Yeah, they done it
on
on
Live 3. Yeah, and Live 3. I wonder if they ever pulled it off after that, though.
Probably didn't care to, because after that it went right into the reunion, right? And that's a song that Ace and Peter had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do it after
I understand that.
Revenge tour, because
once the reunion came in, short of I think Lick It Up and Heaven's on Fire, they didn't really ask Ace and Peter to do any non-Ace and Peter music, really. I mean, I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting, but it was very limited.
Well, in Sympathy, they did Lick It Up and Heaven on Fire, and it didn't really sound right because they seemed to slow it down for Ace and Peter.
I don't remember them doing Lick It Up and Heaven's on Fire with Ace and Peter.
I thought I saw a video of Ace doing one of them, maybe Heaven's on Fire. I'm not sure. You can understand it.
I know they did.
Not that neither song is hard to play, and neither song really has a solo to speak of. I think it was just they wanted people to forget everything after them, and you can see the point. But if they did play those two, and I think they did, you would understand that too, because those were mega hits for them that defined a whole fan base. So they really shouldn't or couldn't leave those out.
I know they did on the symphony
Right.
tour.
Yeah, on
Because
the
Peter
symphony.
Criss
they
was
did.
Yep, that's the one I'm talking.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about.
yeah.
The sympathy
That
album
was,
they did
that
there.
was Tommy and Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put another man in the space
Okay.
outfit and see what happens.
Number one, Scott.
Thanks, Rob, for letting everybody know my number one. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
I want you. I want you. I want you. Yeah. Oh man. Golly, dude. My favorite song to date by the band. And there's one slowly catching it, bro. And I hear them both every day. And you ain't gonna believe which one it is. Oh shit.
Shandy.
One that you love even more.
Tears are
Making
falling.
love.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, dude, those two are neck and neck.
Why is that even
Every
on the rock and roll album?
That
Making
I
love.
love that song on Alive too, because he changes the way he sings the chorus. The chorus on the Rock and Roll Over is too fast.
Making love, man. Damn, that's not a lead off track. Never mind. I want you. Man, the video to that, when I first seen that, it was on Extreme. Is that Close Up? Is that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Oh,
It's been so
dude.
long since I've seen those.
I didn't even know they made videos for those fucking songs, man. And god dang, awesome. That's
know that
it.
either.
I Want You is my number one lead off track. That's where it all began for me. Call it nostalgia. But yeah, I Want You.
All right. My number one, I fought last night for quite a bit between I Stole Your Love, I Want You, and the one that made it. And I'm not saying this is better than the previous two. I'm saying right now, it's more music to my ears. It is the original jump scare that Scott mentioned, Crazy, Crazy Nights. I have always loved this song, always loved the video. To me is absolutely awesome. I've loved this song since it started. I love it even when Paul started losing his voice, because believe it or not, there's some live recordings out there. Tommy carries that fucking chorus and does it fantastically. And then when they do the breakdown, Tommy and Eric just fucking kill it vocally. So Crazy Nights, to me, one of the greatest songs written, period.
And I will say they do it good live, man. They do it good live. They hit it. They hit it in their marks, bro. And songs, I don't give a damn what songs they play live. If they can play it like it is and the way it's supposed to be, I got no problem with it, bro.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll catch heat for that, but it is what it is today. Like I said,
right.
I could
I'm surprised
easily
they reached
I could have plugged everything from Got to Choose as my number one. So that had been Got to Choose. I've had enough. Exciter, Creatures of the Night, I Stole Your Love, I Want You.
Yeah, man.
It just happens to be right now, Crazy Nights, more of the mood I'm in. So that's what happened.
Hey, what's the deal with Darren? Have you heard from him?
Yeah, tomorrow. I misspoke on our last video. I thought today was Thursday. So tomorrow we should be doing the Kiss album.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay.
I'll let you know early on in the day, just to be sure.
Yeah, just shoot me a line.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be
And
home
hey,
early
guys,
that day.
shout out to Darren. Thanks for the wife reminding me to get it on this video. It is his birthday today.
Oh, really?
Happy birthday, Darren.
He is
Happy
52.
birthday.
Yes.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, bro. I know I give you shit, but he gives me shit too. So, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
So, anything else you guys want to add?
No. Other than I'll be home pretty early tomorrow, so
Okay.
I
Well,
got that list.
Good.
everybody's got their last final Kiss compilation album. All right.
I do.
That will be our next video, and then we will decide where to go from there, Kiss wise. So that's all I got. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the comments. It gives me something to read, something to do. Although I did get called something I've never been called in my life in the comments, and I actually fucking laughed out loud. Someone
Which
was, I don't remember what video it was from anymore, but somebody basically said I was a nerd. He basically said I'm clueless,
yeah.
a clueless
I
nerd.
seen that.
Now, I've been called
Yeah.
a lot of things. I've been called asshole, douchebag, shit face, whatever. I've never, dating back to elementary school, been called a nerd. So
No.
I actually chuckled. I was out
know-
here by myself reading, and I actually laughed out loud. That's fucking priceless. I've
I
never
did
been
too.
called a nerd before.
I left a comment
saw
under
it.
that saying,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Are you guys plan on doing any Wasp albums in the future? Or are you guys
Didn't we do it already?
or did you guys cover all the Wasp albums?
We did Love Machine, right? The one that we
We
didn't.
done-
We did one and it didn't work,
Yeah.
right? Is that the one that didn't
Yeah,
fucking work out? Yeah, we did one,
No,
but
we got Wasp. Twisted Sister didn't work, and Bark at the
Yeah,
Moon didn't work.
yeah. So we
So-
did Wasp first album.
I do have
we're
an album.
We're definitely going to do The Last Command
I
and
do have a
Electric Circus, but those are the first three. But we'll do
you
them.
should have done the Headless Children and the Crimson Idol. Those are two really
Yeah,
good
the
Wasp
Heaven's
albums.
Children's good, but those first three you can't touch with Wasp.
So what I hear
mean,
is Tommy wants
And
to
the
be
last
on if we do a Wasp video. Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah, man.
If it'd be cool with you guys. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't
Absolutely.
see why. I don't see why the last Kiss episode should be my last appearance.
No, it ain't
if
gonna
be
any-
your
last
I mean, it's your guys' podcast. I mean, I don't care.
No.
I
You'll
mean,
be
Yeah,
on.
Wasp.
it's your guys' podcast. You guys in charge. But
I'm
I
a big
have
First of
Wasp
all-
fan.
Wasp sessions.
First of all, you're going to be on every Kiss video that you can actually
Oh,
participate in. And other favorite bands of yours, just let us know who they are. It's just, for the most part, we get a thing like Van Halen,
Right.
we did AC/DC, and it just, you kind of continue with the same opinions that have been going. But the Wasp thing was so long ago in one album. If you went on the rest of them, that's fine. Tell you
I
what,
love
send me
Wasp.
a fucking
Judas
text
Priest.
of your absolute.
Favorite
I know we
bands.
just. I know we did our favorite bands video. Me, Darren, and Scott. Yeah, send me a list of like your top 5 that just you have all kinds of opinions and passion for and knowledge of, and I'll make sure if those bands are something we do, you're definitely be on them. Besides the Kiss stuff.
Besides Kiss, yeah.
That's cool. I'll be down for that.
Yeah, you'll always be on Kiss, and me and Tommy
Uh,
will always do Kiss. This is always going to be an 80% split, 80-20 Kiss. So, I mean, we just,
Right.
it was named fucking Strange Ways, but I came to quickly realize that we're going to have to do other music to keep more viewers interested. So I
Right.
was going to do a Kiss theme channel, but since me and Scott and Darren have such a vast love of hard rock and metal, we're going to expand it. But it's always going to be primarily Kiss, so you'll always have a home here.
Yeah.
Right. And I can give you a top 3 favorite other than Kiss right now. Wasp.
Don't do
obviously,
it.
Iron
Don't
Maiden,
do it.
and-
Don't do it right now because I will forget it as soon as we hit stop. Text me.
Understand.
I have
got you.
I have an old man's memory.
I got
Oh
you.
yeah. I'm going to see the 22nd, man. I'm going to see D. Snyder, I think Stephen Piercy and Molly Hatchet, and there's 2 or 3 other bands going to be there, dude.
Really?
My friend called me from South Carolina and said, I got us a couple of tickets to go to Tennessee to see this closest they're coming. There's about 6 or 7. I'll let you know the lineup, man.
I just saw Molly.
so-
I just saw Molly Hatchet last summer at that festival.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and you've seen Stephen Piercy too. You know,
Seen him twice in
here
the last
not long
few years.
ago.
Yeah. He's
So, yeah,
fucking
man.
Stephen Piercy, fucking man, you're gonna love that. He is so fucking awesome still.
Yes. I just
All right.
just remember that. I'm gonna throw that out. I think it's the 22nd. So
Cool.
I will definitely get some pictures, some footage, whatever, man. Let y'all know how that one is when I go. But yeah, man. Happy birthday, D, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow, maybe, for the
Yeah.
Kiss album.
All right, everybody. Until next time. Thanks for watching.